So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 4 of the Human Response Code. We are starting today first by announcing participant events. And I would love each of you who has an event or a program or a book or a service, I would like you to please announce your stuff in the course of the next 10 minutes. Within the next 10 minutes, I want each of you, anyone who is interested, use the chat room to announce what you've got. Ritman says, Coach, we'll start a revolution here. Let us revolution together. Nothing they happen. So we wait for you. Announce your course. I have one that was sent to me that I'd like to show you. I put it on my slide. It says, How My Values Saved My Life by one of us in this class, Abiola Owoduni, says, How My Values Saved My Life. It is right here. Okay, so I can see there are 2 other events I should even put on my flyer. So I'm going to take my screen off and quickly edit these slides so that I can show you 2 more events that I have. Tega Omogo has written, okay, Kizito says, Help saved my life with Coach Sam and Jumoke of the Health Place on IG. Yes, that holds tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Instagram. And then we have Tega Omogo's event also holding on the World Substance Use Day, holding on the 26th of June, I guess. So let me quickly edit some of these slides so that we can have comprehensive information. Fantastic. Tega, I hope I can pull up your flyer sharply from my device. Let me quickly find that online. So please make use of the chat room. Share with us your program that you want us to promote for today only. Okay, almost done. Fantastic. So we have the following programs based on what the information available to me now. This event is holding on this Sunday, hosted by Abiola Owoduni. It is called How My Values Saved My Life. It is a Zoom class. You can see the link there. I'm going to also put the link in the chat room so that you can click and go register. Pay attention to the tenses in the link so that you don't get a wrong direction to the link. Okay, so Tega says, and then the next event we have here is tomorrow on Instagram at 11 a.m. You can join us live on Instagram at 11 a.m. Herbs Saved My Life. Holds tomorrow at 11 a.m. The next event is Your Child and Drug Use, an online conversation on International Day Against Drug Use, creating a drug-free environment, hosted by Tega Omogo, who is also here. And with this array of speakers, this event is sponsored by Diary of a Coach, proudly sponsored by Diary of a Coach. And then for the authors in the house, okay, so Dr. Faith Obafemi says, Boosts from Faith Academy welcomes interested teenagers and young adults. For a moment, my network disappeared. I'm back. So it says, your child and drug use, creating drug-free environment. Okay, so I was reading Dr. Faith's, I've lost it. Unfortunately, because my network timed out, I've lost all the chats that were in the chat room. Dr. Faith, please post your message again so I can read it out. I was just reading it when the network took it off. And if you had posted something I had not read out, kindly repost so that I can read it out for you. Thank you, Dr. Faith. So Boost from Faith BFF Academy welcomes interested teenagers and young adults seeking for career focus and profitability. Send the word interested to 08022988944 to enroll. Investment is 10,000 naira only, and there will be 2 Zoom sessions. Be among the first 50 to pre-order her sizzling hot new book, Effective Planning and Execution, for just 4,000 naira only. Pre-order, use that number in the room to pre-order. Ikalon says, Danica Consult Public Speaking Academy presents 2 separate 2-day online certificate courses on speech writing and public speaking for kids, respectively, in the month of June. First holds this Saturday, 20th, and the second holds on Sunday, 21st, both by 2 to 4 p.m. The fee, is it 5,000 each, or is it 5,000 naira for the 2 events? Please clarify. Is it 5,000 naira for each event or 5,000 naira for both events? Please clarify. Okay, so 5,000 naira per event. For 20th, 5K. For 21st, 5K. And for the 2 events, 9K only. She didn't say so. I just thought I should say that one. For the 2 events, 9,000 naira only. So 1 event, 5K each. For the 2 events, 9,000. You save 1,000 naira for registering for the 2 events. So I would hope that someone, okay, so Bukola says, using emotional intelligence skills for anger management, 27th and 28th of June at 3 p.m. daily, 5,000 naira only. The number to call 09099648779 to register. That is such an affordable fee, and that is a good program to attend. Fantastic. So some people are not marketing. Let me help you market your product. I know Doyum has a book called See the World with New Eyes, selling at currently 4,000 naira before it goes back to 5,000 naira. You can grab a copy now. I know Dorothy sells, okay, fantastic. She just posted a book alert, See the World with New Eyes, a book to enable us see how emotions can form and break us. Stories from my own life, only 4,000 naira. If you've heard Doyum's story, you will buy this book. I tell you honestly. Mrs. Ajayi says, expectations management, reprogramming your mind. Fantastic. I know that Dorothy sells sizzling salads from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight delivery. So if you want salads and detox drinks, in fact, 6 a.m. from 4 a.m. to midnight, she's selling salads and detox drinks. So contact Dorothy, that is 3D Salads and More, Abuja. I know Ritma does cakes, and she would be running away from it, but you must market your cake. So if you want fresh, beautiful cakes, tasty cakes, go to Ritma. Yemisi Akimbinu is an events manager, and she has what we call mist fans. She's this bus stop for mist fans. If you want to rent mist fans in a very conducive event, you need to speak with Yemisi Akimbinu. So Dr. Simeon Egujovo is a master optometrist. He's a doctor of the eye. So if you want to check your eyes, do tests, do examinations, and get recommendations on what kind of eye stuff you should wear, talk to Dr. Simeon Egujovo. So that's the best I know about the participants here. Let me not go and introduce wrong businesses, and then you come and say, Coach Sam, what are you introducing? Noel is a pastor and a trainer and a book writer and a life coach and etc. etc. Noel is the one to talk to. Oh, he's fantastic. He's written his. Register for Identity Quest at Mega Live Learning, a 2-day intensive training on Zoom, 5,000 Naira only, understanding and aligning with purpose, life clarity, and life performance. That is Noel Alabi. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Tega says, Tega sells chips and chicken, but we will not advertise that here since we have advertised your substance use class. So that will be the end of our marketing sessions on day 4. I intentionally recorded these sessions because we are putting this entire 4 days of sessions on Subcar website for the whole world to buy. The recording will go on Subcar online website latest Monday after we have repeated day 2. So I want to appeal to you that you should take this seriously. You may be getting calls and traffic from sources that are outside this place. And so don't say, how did they know? Where do they know from? Anything can happen. So please pay attention to all we have said so far. This is going live on Soccer Online website, and we hope that you get the traffic that you deserve. Thank you so much for being part of today's session. The next I'm going to do now, I'm going to play a very short video. That is all I'm doing today. I'm not doing any other thing. I told you today will be very short. I'm going to play a short video now. The video is what I want you to please pay attention to the video. It's going to be very, very inspiring. So I'll play the video now. When I play the video, you would listen to the video. It would inspire you. And then we will come back and every one of you must teach for at least 3 minutes. At least 3 minutes. Every single person here will teach for at least 3 minutes. So pay attention to the next thing I'm going to play now.
It's a good morning. This is a good morning. This is a really good morning. This is a new morning. This is a new day. This is a new vibrational point of attraction. This is a new beginning. This is me new into the world. This is me choosing my vibrations more deliberately. This is me in this good morning being aware of the way I am feeling. This is me being in touch with my emotions. This is me. A good morning. This is me in my good morning being aware of the value of my emotions. This is me new in this day with a vortex full of all kinds of things that are readily, even immediately, some eventually, all eventually available to me. This is a really good day. This is the beginning of me deliberately tuning myself to the frequency that allows my receptive mode. This is me in my new day, in this good morning, allowing myself more than ever before to be in the receptive mode of everything that I've intended, everything that I've asked for, everything that I've put into the vortex, all that I've become. Full alignment with all that I have become. This is a good day. This is a new beginning. This is a new beginning for me. Good morning. This is a new day. Today, everything in my world will respond differently to me than it has ever before. Because while I slept, all momentum subsided. And now that I'm awake, I'm taking care to focus in ways that will allow my receptive mode. I know that I am an extension of source energy. And I know that I've come into this physical time-space reality with purpose. And I know that this time-space reality has served my purpose well. I sifted and sorted and decided, and I've come to all kinds of conclusions about things that are important to me. And I've put them into my vibrational reality where they have been tended to by you, Source, you who is at the basis of my really good day. I like knowing that you are aware of me, and I like knowing that you will go everywhere I go today. I like knowing that you'll be in on the conversations with me, that you'll be aware of what my intentions are, that you will care about the people that I am interacting with, and that you will know what their intentions are. I like that this broader view that you hold is available to me, and I like that whatever I'm ready for now, I will feel an impulse about. This is a really good day. As I move through this day, contrast will still exist, and from it, I will find more things that I desire. I know that in this really good day, that those contrasting experiences are not me being off my path, but still being on my path. I embrace the contrast that comes today, and I keep it in perspective because I understand that it's not me leaving my path. I understand it's me still on my path, doing what I intended when I came into this time-space reality. So I'll sift and I'll sort, and I'll come to yet new awarenesses of what I want. And all day I will be keenly aware of the way I feel. I expect that in this day, I will feel good. Understand it? Good with my deliberate attention of focus because I understand that. Better today than ever before because I'm consciously setting forth my intentions at the beginning of this day to utilize my guidance system in the way that I intended to use it when I came into this physical body to begin with. This is a really good day. My vortex is full of manifested potential. My vortex is a now reality that I can feel my way into. Today I intend to feel exhilaration about things not yet manifested because I understand the reality of them. I now get what true faith is. I get what true belief is. It's an understanding of the way the universe works. It's an understanding that vibration precedes manifestation. It's an understanding that the vibration is a reality. It's an understanding that I can achieve vibrational alignment with that vibrational reality. It's an understanding that I can find that feeling of well-being even without the manifestation. I embrace this really good, unconditional day. Today will be full of conditions. There will be driving and traffic and people and business and commerce. There will be conversation. There will be all kinds of information about all kinds of things. And I accept that as the basis of my manifested reality. But there will also be insights and emotions. There will also be knowledge. There will also be information coming from source. There will also be me in the receptive mode. This is a really good day. I will have more awareness of my vibrational reality today than I ever have before. I will be more aware of the way I feel than I have ever been before. And while I will be moving about a physical, manifested, material world, and I will be embracing it, and I will be applauding it, and I will be appreciating it, I am also predominantly unconditional in my beingness today, maybe for the very first time, at least better than I've ever been before. Because today, the way I feel is not dependent upon the conditions that have already manifested. It's dependent upon the vibration that I sense, the vibration that I'm tuned to, the vibration that I understand, the vibration that my source holds, the vibration that I have access to, the vibrational frequency of who I am. Today is a really good day. Today, I'm going to pronounce myself an emotional being, which means today I'm going to pronounce myself a vibrationally astute being, which means today I'm going to pronounce myself aware of my guidance system and using it to the best of my ability. I understand that the source within me is aware of where I stand in relationship to everything that I desire. And I believe with all that I am that my inner being is guiding me along the path of least resistance, which also happens to be the path of my greatest joy, the path of my greatest clarity, and the path of my most fun. So I pronounce today, on this really good day, that no matter where I am going and no matter what I am doing and no matter who I am doing it with, that it will be my dominant intent to hold myself in the place of feeling good. Today is the day that I pronounce as my day of greatest appreciation. Today is the day that I pronounce as my day of greatest awareness. Today is the day that I pronounce as my day of greatest emotional awareness and emotional response to my awareness. Today I am pronouncing myself a liver of unconditional love, unconditional clarity, unconditional alignment, unconditional attunement. Today I am tuned in, tapped in, turned on to who I really am. Today I intend, to the best of my ability, to fulfill myself as I have meant to be fulfilled. Today I'm going to look for reasons to feel good and I will find them. And if I stumble upon something that doesn't feel so good, I will revel in the perfection of my guidance system and I will make the adjustment today.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was a conversation I thought I should share with you. And there are some words that stand out in that short affirmation. That entire recording has also been recorded in this class. When you get the link today, maybe you should first listen to today's class before you go to Monday's class and then you go to day 3, even though we can't send you day 2 today. But some things stand out, and I want to say to you 3 things I want you to write down now as I wrap up this week's course. 3 things I want you to write down. Number 1, when you are ready, you will know. Can you hear me?
Yes, boss.
Number 1, when you are ready, you will know. This week has been very deep for all of us. To be honest with you, this week has done a lot to my mind. I found that I tapped into a level of neuroscience this week, a very, very divine level. And I felt it even on my body. So I know this week has been very deep for a lot of us. And I want you to understand that you are at a level and vibration or a frequency that is not normal. So it's very important to be careful what you say and do in this kind of atmosphere. But the first thing I would like you to write down today is, when you are ready, you will know. I want you to work on that understanding. We all cannot be ready at the same level, but when you are ready, you will know. Number 2, if you are not ready yet, it's okay. Number 2, if you are not ready yet, it is okay. If you are not ready yet, it is okay. What that means is, don't be caught in the frenzy of trying to match other people's energy. Yesterday we talked about comparison and we talked about time. So don't get yourself caught up in that race, trying to prove to anyone that you are also ready when you are not. If you are not ready, it is okay. Number 3 that I want you to write down is, trap your vibrations and respond accordingly to them. Trap your vibrations and respond accordingly to them. What that means is consciousness to know what you are feeling per time and respond accordingly to what you are feeling. Because if you feel a disempowering emotion, you need to respond accordingly by dissolving it. If you feel an empowering emotion, you would pronounce it and make it stronger. You will reboost it and make it stronger. So trap your vibrations and respond accordingly to them. It's a very important knowledge I want you to have. So the first I said is, when you are ready, you will know. Number two, if you are not ready, it is okay. Number three, trap your vibrations and respond accordingly to them. These 3 points are my high points for you today as we close this class. Noel, I have typed all of them. These are the 3 points that I would like to wrap up today with as we close this class. There are so many things we have shared in these last 4 days, so many things. There are too many points, too many anchors, too many boosts, too many realities, too many troubling points. And I want you to know it is okay to take all the time to assimilate them. The links will be shared with you today. Video day 1 will be shared today. Day 3 will be shared today. Day 4 will be shared today. Day 2 will be shared on Monday when we have re-recorded it. But the slides for all the 4 days will be shared today. So please take your time. Chew on these things again and again and again. I find that many of you think you need me or you need someone else to help you. The secret is actually that you don't need anyone. You are the prophet over your journey and your destiny. You need to be able to get your acts together and pull your weight by yourself. You have enough information. Yesterday we said, what you're looking for in Sokoto is right with you. You have what you need to start what you want. Please begin to bootstrap yourself. From the affirmations you heard her say, even when I encounter situations that are difficult for me, I will find a way to work around it. These are some of the realities I want you to pay attention to. Pay attention to your vibrations and respond accordingly to them. So ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we're going to take from you, what do you want to do with what you know now? I would like you to share with us in the chat room. Now that you know some of these things, what is the next step for you from here? Let us know. Talk to us. Talk to us. Is anyone typing something? What is the next step for you from here?
Okay, I think he's back.
I'm back. Thank you. Okay, Doyum says I should take the last 5 minutes again. Last 5 minutes, that's a lot. Okay, so I'm going to take repeat the 3 steps I had called out before. I think that will be the last 5 minutes, if I'm not wrong. So the 3 steps I said you should write, or the 3 decisions I said I want you to write are: 1, when you are ready, you will know. I wrote that in the chat room anyway. That's number 1. Number 2, if you are not ready, It's okay. And number 3, trap your vibrations and respond to them accordingly. Those are the 3 points I had dropped before the network threw me out again. So I was saying that, what is the next step for you from here? Has anyone written anything before the network sent me packing? Did anyone post any comment that I missed? Okay, fantastic. So we're going to send to you all the recording, like I said. We'll send day 1, we'll send day 3, we'll send day 4, we'll send the slides. Day 2, we lost the recording for day 2 in the course of transition. So we're going to re-record day 2 at 1 p.m. on Monday. So we're going to re-record day 2 on Monday. I'm typing that at 1 p.m. prompt. And it's going to be open to the general public. So look out for the information from us, absolutely free. So we will share all the other videos today, but day 2 will be done afresh on Monday. Before we go, let me take again the announcements we had shared earlier. Unfortunately, the network has been throwing me out. So all the announcements in the chat room, I will try and see if I can remember them from my memory. The first announcement we shared today is a session holding by Abiola Owoduni this Sunday at 4 p.m. via Zoom. The link, I'm typing the link in the chat room now so that you can join her session, which is absolutely free. So please encourage her by sharing the flyer and sharing the link and joining the conversation this Sunday at 4 p.m. via Zoom, absolutely free. It's titled, How My Values Saved My Life. The next session on my flyer is holding tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Instagram. I'll be hosting the CEO, The Health Place. We'll be talking about herbs saved my life. Oh, wait. Why do the 2 topics have saved my life? Wow. I'm just noticing the coincidence, actually. Interesting. How have my values saved my life, and then herbs saved my life. This particular one on the slide holds tomorrow on Instagram. Just follow my handle, S Obafemi, at 11 a.m. This will hold on 26th of June. That is exactly 1 week from today. Next Friday at 10 a.m. via Zoom, Tega Omogo is hosting Your Child and Drug Use, Creating a Drug-Free Environment on the International Day Against Drug Use. This event holds next Friday at 10 a.m. Official sponsor is Diary of a Coach. So it's a privilege. Then we have a training, a career session by Dr. Faith Obafemi, please repost that information if you don't mind. I know there's a career session holding by Dr. Faith. Then I know Ikalon is having a session, public speaking session, and one other session that is also holding 20th and 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Then Bukola Lamid's session is 26th and 27th, holding, and that's anger management with emotional intelligence. Okay, so Ikalon's is Public Speaking Academy, Technical Consults Public Speaking Academy presents two separate 2-day online certificate course on speech writing and public speaking for kids, respectively, 20th and 21st at 2 to 4 p.m., 5,000 naira per session. Boost from Faith welcomes interested teenagers and young adults who are interested in career focus and profitability. Call on that number 0802-298-8944 to enroll 10,000 naira 2 Zoom sessions. Then using emotional intelligence skills for anger management, 27th and 28th of June, 3 p.m. daily with Bukola Lamid. Call 0909 964 8779. It's only 5,000 naira only. Then See the World with New Eyes by Doyum Chaga Safsa Dokot, where her book talks about how to see our emotions and how it can form or break us. Stories of her own life, goes for 4,000 naira only. Then we have Mega Life, Identity Quest by Mega Life Learning, a 2-day intensive training on Zoom for 5,000 naira, understanding and aligning with purpose, life clarity, and life performance. These are the announcements that I have available. Then I talked about some of us that do services. I said, Yemisi Akimbinu is an event manager. She can help you manage your events. She's a member of the Association of Events, so she's also a channel to reach people who do events, and she has a niche in mixed fans, so she's the go-to for mixed fans. And then we talked about fresh salads and detox drinks by Dorothy Hirose, and I said they work from 4 a.m. to 12 midnight. You can patronize them. And then Ritma does cakes. So these are some of the announcements I remember making. Hopefully I have not skipped anyone that I should have announced. And that is all. And then Dr. Simeon, the optometrist, the eye doctor who can help you sort out your vision issues and your eye issues. So that's it from us today. Ladies and gentlemen, I teased you earlier that all of you are going to teach, and some of you are already becoming scared. So, but I promised you we're going to do just 1 hour today. So we have 15 minutes to go. If you would like to share a lesson learned, or you want to add or remove from what we've learned in the last 4 days, this is your moment. The finest hour has emerged. Who wants to go first? Now, this is optional. Don't mind all those things about penalty or no penalty. Some of you are already palpitating. Calm down. So, who wants to go first? You want to speak or you want to chat? Feel free. We are going to end this recording at 5, at what? At 5 on the dot. So, wherever we stop at 5 o'clock, we're going to stop recording and close the class. So, who wants to take the first shot? Tell us, teach us anything. You want to chat it or you want to say it, we are all ears. It is a welcome development, yeah?
Can I try?
Please try.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Ikalo Ugo, Danica Consults brand. And in the last I have been learning more about who I am. Day 1 was about who I am, to carry out an assessment. And we're encouraged that we should keep on carrying out those assessments regularly because sometimes it changes. And I found a new perspective to myself. And the questions, we had an assignment and we're told to go to 16personalities.com and also talk about our beliefs. And in that assessment, we're told to answer some questions. What beliefs are not allowing us to play full out? Who do we need to know to get to where we want to? And who do we need to connect to? What books should we read? And while I carried out that assessment, I found out that I needed to stick closer to Coach Sam because he has the message that is taking me on my direction path. And we also asked 10 years from today, who do you desire to be and what are the gaps? So that cleared away from me things that were distracting me. Then day 2, we talked about neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. What I got from that is the more I focus on this empowering belief, the more it gets stronger, like the twine. But when I consciously remove my mind from there, I weaken that stronghold over me and create a new path. That is the neuroplasticity. Then neurogenesis is totally saying from today, I don't want to remember anything about my old self. I want to start on this path, and that starts that out. Then on day 3, what I saw was controlling my expectations, that I actually have control of time. In fact, we talked about Dangote, all those people, that they actually do a lot. So I need to let go of things. I need to let go of things that I cannot control and make more money so that my money can work for me, so I can focus on being a creator, because there's a lot that runs through my mind, but why I have not been able to flourish is because I feel I can do everything. And immediately during these 4 days, I got an epiphany. I got a new idea. I got a new business deal. That was 2 days ago. Yesterday, I came up with a new logo, came up with everything. So this week has actually been transformational for me. And I want to say thank you, Coach Sam, for putting this together.
Thank you so much, Danica. And Ikalon, someone is asking you, what is your personality type, Ikalon?
ISFP.
Ikalon says she's
I am an
ISFP.
adventurer.
Adventurer. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that very succinct contribution. Thank you. I like that. Who wants to go next? Fantastic. Fantastic.
All right, can I go next?
I'll go. Oh, okay.
Bukola came out first. After Bukola,
All right.
UMC is on the queue. Go on, Bukola.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and people who will be listening to this message. Honestly, the last 4 days has been very disruptive.
Correct.
Okay, so I'll just capture it in this way. The day you are ready is your morning. What that simply means is that there are no times. If your day is starting in the evening, that is your morning. Okay, so time is limitless. You are not supposed to trap yourself and put a time to when you're about to evolve. Give yourself time. But by the time you are ready, that is your morning, and you start from there.
Simple.
Then once you understand that you're ready, like what he said, when you're ready, you would know. It speaks. You would know. The vibrations will be there. And just be ready. Once you know that you're ready, then you now start a part of rediscovery. Okay, I want to match that with neurogenesis. Once you know that this is your morning and everything is obvious that you're ready, then you start channeling your focus towards that part. It's not going to be easy. I must put that. You have to consistently continue. You have to have it at the back of your mind that you must manage your expectation. You must not to look too much up to people. You must know that you are enough for yourself in the journey, because it's part of the conviction to know that you are ready. So you have to discover yourself, find yourself for the journey, because the journey is going to be a very long, might not be lonely, but you have to create that mind that you are ready for the journey, because you already know that it's your morning. Then you start pruning yourself. What are the things that you're not going to be needing for this journey? Take them out. What are the things that you are going to be needing for this journey? Start looking out for them, because like I said in one of the sessions, I said focus, power follow focus. Where you put your focus is where your power will go.
Yes.
So if you know that this is where you are going to, then you focus there, and everything, the vibration, nature will follow you, and everything you need towards that journey will go to that journey. So if you are not focused, you will be scattered, and you will not give room for neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. So you have to prune yourself, you have to put yourself together, and you should be ready to sacrifice. Manage your expectation for yourself, manage the expectation of others for you, then surprise yourself, because it's part of the journey.
Yes.
Clap for your little beginnings and walk towards the long expectation. Start from the beginning. Know that you cannot get there in one day. And I remember something that struck that Coach Sam said, that you cannot compare yourself with somebody who has started this journey in the last 20 years. The process is the content.
Yes.
If you don't follow the process, then there's no content. Whoever you must have been looking up to, or you're looking at in this journey that you have channeled for yourself, started somewhere, and It was their process that made the content that we are looking up to. So you must be ready to give, and you must be ready to be given. You must be ready to understand that you will beat and you'll be beaten.
Correct.
You will get surprised and you surprise yourself.
Correct.
You must prune yourself and you must channel. I keep saying that the energy is very important. Channel your energy towards what you want, and don't look back. Understand that you're not going to get it in a day or 2 or 3, but because you continually focus on your focus, what you focus on will continually expand. Thank you very much.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Before Yemisi says her point, I want to latch on something Bukola said that just struck me. And I think somebody would need this information. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in this class has PTSD at some level in your life. At some level in our lives, every one of us has a PTSD. What is PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder. At some point, you have been stressed by something, by someone, by an event, by a situation. But yes, Doyun comes after Yemisi, even though we have less than 5 minutes, but let's see how we can manage all that time. But if, of course, if everybody is willing to stay on, we will continue. But like I was saying, at some point in your journey, something has stressed you to the point where you are afraid. Whether you have lost some amount of money, or you have owed someone, or someone has betrayed you, or someone has disturbed you, or you have lost a business, or you have lost a child, or your marriage, or your friendship, or your relationship, or ill health, something. There is something in all of us history that is PTSD driven. Nobody here will tell me that something in your life has not stressed you to the point where you were even doubting your sanity. Something, one day, somewhere in your life. I'm so sure that nobody here is younger than 25. I'm very sure about that. So I'm sure that at least one experience in your lifetime has stressed you to the point of PTSD. However, that singular experience or those multiple experiences are not enough reasons for you to shut down. They are not. Your neuroplastic brain can rewire itself over time to overcome that singular or multiple events. I want you to remember this. It may have cost you 1 year, 10 years, 20 years of stress. It may take you 20 years, 10 years, 5 years of rewiring your brain. What matters is allow your brain rewire itself back to normal. I said this on day 2. If you don't give up, you will bounce back. The question here is grit. The question here is resilience. The question here is fortitude. Trying again and trying again and trying again and trying again. So, ladies and gentlemen, no matter the level of stress you may have gone through, by whatever measure, permit your brain to replasticize itself. So we're going to take it now.
Lower that thing. I want to.
We're going to take Yemisi now. And then after Yemisi, Do-Yung will take the step. After Do-Yung will be Chini. I'm following the request in the chat room. So after Yemisi is Do-Yung. After Do-Yung is Chini. Please be as succinct and straight to the point as possible. You don't need to do 3 minutes like I said before, but it would be good if everybody can speak, even though I said we'll close at 5, but of course, if it's driven by the participants, it is a welcome development. So Yemisi, you've got the floor.
Okay, thank you, Coach. The week, unfortunately for me, because I didn't want to run the test. I didn't want to run this course, but I want to thank God that I was able to do it. The first day, I learned who I was. I'm not just one person. I'm multifaceted. I'm not defined by one particular thing. I don't just have one label. I can be anything if I put my mind to it.
Yes.
I also learned during this period that I was an audio digital person, primarily, and with auditory as secondary as my secondary personality. I'm a protagonist. I had to take my time to read, and now I know some of my weaknesses, and it's really stuck. Being restless, very sensitive person, too selfless to a fault, you know, and I'm going to find a way of working around to be a better person. And then you also did too, you taught us about neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, and you said it's that it's not about being proud, it's about being, telling yourself who you are and be ready to carry it anywhere you go.
Yes.
As you think, whatever you think of yourself, carry it along everywhere you go. By so doing, your brain is getting rewired every now and then. If you say, okay, I'm a success, and you keep telling everybody that cares to listen that I'm a success, then you keep doing things that will make you a successful person. And then the day 3, we talked about what stuck to me yesterday was the pyramid of expectation, that I for every endeavor that I needed to, that I'm going to take part in, there would be need for me to primarily be able to put in sacrifice. I must be able to sacrifice in whatever way that will make such endeavors to succeed. And I must also reward myself. I must reward myself any little thing, you know, pat myself in the back and say, oh, you know what, you were here yesterday, now you are a little step forward. And then with that, it makes you, you know, it gives you it gives you energy to move forward. I was told to be able to, manage my expectations so that I'm not disappointed. So that if I'm too, I know I'm a rigid person. In fact, yesterday when you said this, I said, hey, God, just help me. I'm this kind of person, if I put my pin there, it must be there. So that's rigidity. The more rigid my expectation is, the more certain my disappointment. So I've tried to, even within my house, you know, try to be a little flexible with my children now, has given me a lot of leverage, you know, relieve me of a lot of shouting, relax, and it has worked for me. And then I also had to, I also learned about risk taking. Whatever risk that we have to face, that we'll be facing my expectation, what do I have the mental capacity? Any risk I want to go into, I should ask myself the question, do I have the mental capacity? I need some questions to be asked so that I will know if I'm able to take such risk.
Yes.
And yes, then I've also learned that my money should work for me. I should learn to outsource, not try to do things for myself. The time that Dangote and all these other people have is not much more than what I have, and therefore I should learn to outsource some of the things that my money can do and have time for myself to be a creator. And the table we did, it really spoke to me, and I discovered that I have a lot of loophole doing things on maybe my phone, not doing anything tangible within such period, and I've been able to, you know, try to tidy up so that I don't have just lose hours here and there. It's been a wonderful week for me. I really appreciate you, Coach Sam. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Oluwayemisi Akimbinu. Good to hear from you. First and foremost, people have been saying, thank you, Coach Sam. Thank you, Coach Sam. I want you to know the credit actually goes to my team. They created this course. They bundled me to come and teach it. So actually, it's Tunde and Stella that created this course, created the days. In fact, I usually have MBA classes on Tuesdays by 3 o'clock. I had to leave the class to come and facilitate here. They told me I must appear. I'm a servant. God will help me. So when you're giving credit, give credit to whom it is due. I'm just a boy here. They tell me what to do, I do it. They create the password, I log in. They tell me the course, I come and come and teach.
You.
So all of you saying thank you. I'm just a servant. I'm doing what I've been asked to do. Give them credit so that they don't sack me. Please save my job. Thank you in advance. So
thank you, Stella. Thank you today.
Fantastic. Let's go to Doyum. It's your turn to speak. Thanks, Yemisi, for that contribution.
Or mute. Okay. Wow. Nice. It's been a very nice. Okay. Good evening again, everybody.
Good evening.
It's been a very nice 4 days. In fact, the first 3 people who have summarized have taken out everything already. I'm wondering, what do I say? But there's just there's something that's really struck me. The pyramid we had yesterday has been said before, so I won't say it again. But it's really helped me a lot. I've been able to manage my expectations a lot in life. If I'm to boast, I will boast about that. I've been able to manage my expectations.
Correct.
But since it's been explained, I won't go to that. what really struck me on day 2 when we're doing neuroplasticity and neurogenesis was you said we should develop the capacity to learn habits that are difficult to unlearn.
Yes.
There should be a consciousness to learning our habits. And it stuck with me because we've always heard this thing about unlearn what you've learned before and then relearn. But then you said it's difficult to break habits, which we all know. Sometimes you're like, I'm going to break this habit. We're told 21 days you do something, it's going to stick. So we find ourselves really, ticking off the calendar. Oh yeah, I've done this for 2 days, 3 days, like that. But then you said something that struck with that we should develop habits that we do not have to unlearn. That's what got to me. That means I should be conscious about the habits I'm picking. I should pick up habits that I would not have to start unlearning. Then I looked at myself and said, sure, I'm already 48. Maybe I should start telling my children this. Oh, of course, it's still going to help me too, but I was looking more at, okay, I should make a lot of noise about this. Let's not wait to make the mistake before we start saying, oh, this habit isn't right, I should drop it. And there should be a consciousness. As I'm making myself more conscious of what habits I'm picking now, I should be able to put that consciousness into people around me. And I was thinking of my home in particular. Like this morning, my daughter had her breakfast and had a bottle of Coke with it. My fault. I'm the one who started this habit of Coke in the house. So this morning when I saw my daughter having that Coke with her breakfast, I honestly said, this is what Coach was saying. I started this habit. The children just picked it up from me. I need to make them unlearn it. I remember that this is what you were saying. We should develop habits that we do not have to unlearn.
Yes.
It's like Coke has been instilled. Once we walk into any shop to pick groceries for the house, it is normal that soft drinks must be taken. It's just something I just did and everybody's used to it in the house. So for that's one thing that, of course, if I look well, I will see more habits that we need to unlearn. Then I'm asking myself, why did we even learn this habit in the first place? But I just gave that example of Coke because this morning, that's how when you now said build the consciousness, it was when I was looking at my daughter this morning eating that it really struck me that, okay, now I am thinking consciously that how did this Coke thing start? So that's how every habit, if we become a bit more conscious, we'll now notice, why did I start this? And as we speak to other people, for us, maybe it's not a correcting stage, but we can now use it to help younger persons so that they don't even start habits. And then even for us, there's some habits that maybe I'm thinking of starting. And I'll be like, no, if I start this, how do I sustain it? What's going to be the end result? What is it? And then it's like when you said something about think of the traps, we should be intentional. Some habits are now traps. For me, drinking Coke in my house is a trap. So I'll look at the other ones too and see where I've been trapped and begin to get myself out and then be more conscious of things.
Powerful.
Thank you very much.
Powerful. I love this. Thank you so much. I want to throw you a challenge, all of you. Yesterday, I threw you a challenge, a 21-day challenge. Can you remember that 21-day challenge I threw yesterday? If you can remember, write it in the chat room for those that may not know or remember so they can read it. But I want to throw you a new challenge today. When you are out on the road taking a walk, or when you go to the store, or when you go to anywhere, I want you to, per moment, consciously count who is around me. Consciously. This is something I've trained. I'm a Boy Scout. I learned this as a Boy Scout in primary 6. That when you are standing in a public place, be conscious who is in front of you, who is on your right, who is on your left, and who is behind you. It was a training I learned in primary 6 as a Boy Scout, and it has stayed with me. Ironically, it actually helps me to be aware, I'm present. So if I'm entering a car, I'm present. If I'm taking a flight, I'm present. If I'm walking on the road, I'm present. I'm present every time. A lesson I learned from primary 6. Some of you just breeze, just pass. They don't say, Mommy, did you see that? You say, well, I don't know what you're talking about. So sometimes you pass a billboard, you are not even aware what is on the billboard. You are not aware a gate is beside you. You are not aware of an inscription on the wall. You are not aware of a painting. You are not aware of anything. You're just there, floating. Presence is powerful. It's one of the mindfulness lessons we teach in mental health first aid, and you need to practice it. So as though you were speaking about being aware and conscious, that struck, and I thought I should mention it. So please, Biola says, yes, we say we mind our business. Consciousness is key. You need to be present part time. So be conscious what is around you. It helps you a lot. It's a very powerful skill that It builds neurogenetic strength in your brains. It builds a powerful neurogenetic strength because your brain is able to tap into, it's like an antenna. Your brain is alert for everything. So if as you are reading, you're conscious of words, you're conscious of flow, you're conscious of grammar. As you're watching a movie, you're conscious of behavior. You're not just stuck on the actor. You're conscious of the non-active members, the color of the room in the movie, the flow. You're conscious of many things intentionally. It builds, see, Ben Carson in his book, Think Big, said, our brain utilization is less than 3%. And he said the brain has 14 billion cells. The research shows that the person who used about 9% of his brain was Albert Einstein. And people think that's the highest utilization of the brain, 9%. So if they even check some of us, our brain utilization maybe is 0.0000 0.5%. And the concentration is even the food you are eating. That's the only thing you are aware of. So jack yourself up and task your brain. Your brain can do more than you think. And a lot comes from being mindful, aware. The more you're aware, the more you're treating your brain to think more. Your brain can do a lot of things. Let's be very honest. So let me not hijack the conversation. The next person on the queue is Chini. Chini, where are you? I hope, where's Chini? Yeah, she's here. Chini, it's your turn. Let's hear you.
Okay, good evening all.
Hi, Chini.
Right here.
Fantastic.
Hello, good evening all. Fine, thank you. So the past 4 days for me has been a period of revelation and reassurance.
Fantastic.
I say that because it's opened my eye and I would say my mind to some things in my dark spot. And reassurance in the sense that sometimes you think, okay, you've lost a lot in the past and you feel you might never catch up with that. So this is the summary of the past 4 days. Then the first day, really, personality is something most all of us, I would say, have heard of. But I saw a different perspective of it all. Because in the past, I must have taken some personality tests and, okay, I think I know me, I think that. But I saw a different, I viewed it from a different lens, if I'll put it that way. Most importantly, you said people, you cannot exist in isolation.
Yes.
It's important you know that you need people in this journey. In this journey of life. It's something we consciously have to put in mind. And when we put that in mind, that will help us to begin to look for the right association. But when you think you want to do it alone or that you can do it alone, that's just like a facade. It's like a mirage because there will always be somebody before you and somebody after you. Diving into neuroplasticity, that's the second day 2.
Yes.
The one that struck me most is the thinking. You know, when you said that some of us think that we are thinking, that's very deep for me because you just might be imagining that, oh yeah, I'm good at it, I'm processing it right. But you've never paused for a second to evaluate if this your thought is thinking or if you're swimming in some other things that distracts you from the real goal. You went further to explain how we can start thinking. I don't know if it was outlined, but I got it that way because the part where you said we should know what our outcome is. What will be our outcome? What is that one thing that prevents us from achieving it? And what are we going to do to achieve, to prevent that one thing or to achieve that outcome? By the time we process these thoughts, we'll be able to maybe put our fingers on what actually to think about and to know if we're actually thinking the right direction. The fact that our body is a robot is deep because what I just saw in it, it means that in my mind, I should constantly store data that is useful for my brain to fire. Because if your body is a robot, that means it's getting data, it's getting raw data from somewhere. And what you store there is very important. And where's that place is getting this raw data? That's your mind, that's your brain. That's to say that you are a large percentage of what your brain conceals. So most times, maybe what you think of another person might just be exactly what your brain is saying about you. And that's why you are relating it to someone else. Hello? Hello, can everybody still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, I thought I was lost. So that was really deep for me. The fact that some people think that they are thinking, it goes a long way to
Now let
tell
me
me
shock
that
you.
we should constantly evaluate our thoughts.
Ginny, let me shock you. You know,
Okay.
on that day when I said people think they are thinking, someone asked me, where's the source of the data? Can you remember that question?
Okay, no.
Someone in the class asked in the chat room that day and said, where's the source of data? I'm sure some
Okay,
of
yes.
you
So where's the source
now,
of this data?
so,
Yeah,
so in fact, you know that day I was not sure of the figures. Guess what? Look at the screen. I actually Googled that statement and found the real information. It actually says 95% of the people would rather die than think. You know that day we were saying 3% or 6% or something. It's actually 95%.
Yeah.
It says
It's
3%,
more than that.
3% of the people think they are thinking. 2% of people actually think. But 95% of people would rather die than think. Bernard Shaw.
So that's to say that a large percentage of us fall there. So until we, no, that's true. Until we start thinking, that's when we'll begin to grow. And now that I know that my mind and my brain is the powerful source of data for my body to function properly, it's important that the whatever image, that's the perceptual code of myself. Whatever image I carry about myself must be healthy and consistent.
Yes.
And because that is what would bet forth results. If you didn't perceive yourself as being adequate or enough, or if you have this constant doubt that you are able to, then you will not even be able to put in the energy. Today's video talked about vibrations and manifestation. You will not be able to vibrate at that frequency that you'll be able to manifest.
Great.
So,
Great.
That's that. Day 3 basically is about expectations, managing your expectations, and that's in its own, it's healthy. But the good part for me was the time. The assessment is an eye-opener for me to begin to consciously evaluate what I spend my time on and realize that I actually have free time to be able to make adequate use of those free time. You also mentioned about 6 things that can help us actually.
Let other people don't finish it. Then don't let no one come and pursue you.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank
next
you,
to the
Chidi,
next
for
person.
that contribution. Fantastic. So let's go to who is the next on my queue? Abigail. You've got to talk. Don't forget, everyone, 3 minutes max. Even though it doesn't have to reach 3 minutes, we are on extra time now. So let's roll. Miss Abigail, yes, go on, ma.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you, Coach Sam, and the team, Coach Sam and his team, for this wonderful package.
Thank you.
Day one, I was on in and out of class, but from the little I heard, I was able to realize and know who I really am and work on it. And then I realized I need to do a pruning of the people around me if I need to fly and soar like the eagle that I am. The neuroplasticity and neurogenesis really got me thinking. really got me thinking. And then I noticed there's nothing actually impossible. For everything we think is possible, there's a way out. If only we can just make out time to think.
Yes. Yes.
And trace our steps back. And then I also learned about the wheel of life.
Correct.
I'm one person that feel overwhelmed by so many activities. But yesterday after the class, I went back and I went back to that timetable and I checked on the timetable and I found out I had so much time on my hands.
Correct.
There were things that were optional and there were things that were compulsory. And there were things I could actually delegate to other people.
Correct.
So I've learned to, as at yesterday, I learned 2 things: to outsource and to delegate. It's not everything that is compulsory.
Yes.
I don't know, is it religiosity now or what now? I just feel I must not miss a service. Maybe I'm not the one teaching. So I've learned to like allocate my time, and I think it will help me.
Well done.
And then when anything we meditate on grows.
Yes.
Thinking of having something, meditate on it. Yes. Yesterday, I had a vivid picture of expectations. Expectation is like a skeleton. It is now us that will breathe into it and build it up and add flesh to it.
Wow.
Thank you also, Coach Sam, for teaching us about the 2 enemies of success: comparison and time.
Correct.
I personally, I don't like comparing myself with anybody. I tell somebody, if they're looking for the best 10 schools, if my name is not on the best 10, I write another list and put my name as number 1. So I've learned not to compare myself. And I was wowed by time, that there's no time, we create time. And then once a time is gone, we've lost it forever. So
Correct.
we need to work with season.
Yes.
And that is what I'm going to practice doing. There's a seasonal thing, especially for my place of work. The nature of my work is seasonal.
Correct.
So I need to make every season count, and I need to make every season to matter.
Correct.
Thank you also for letting us know that in the eyes of God, we lose nothing.
Yes.
So I kept on this morning affirming to myself that I've not lost anything.
Correct.
COVID-19 or no COVID-19, we must have lost a session or so. But with yesterday's message, I felt happy. I felt elated. And I know nothing is lost.
Correct.
I have freed myself. I don't want any stress. And I think I'm beginning to, unlike mornings when I wake up with headache, after this morning, I woke up feeling, let's roll how it goes. And thank you for this evening's video. Good morning, is a new day, is a new time. I now need to trap the energy.
Yes.
I know the universe is in sync with whatever I do. Thank you very much.
God bless you. I love that last line. The universe is in sync with whatever I choose. Kai, that's a powerful line. I said it before. Anything you decide, that's what happens. Simple. There's nothing like, this is what I wanted, but that's what that will happen. It's whatever you really desire and decide, that's what will happen. Life is a servant of your choices. So anything you decide is what will happen. Fantastic. The next person is Tega. We have 3 more people before we wrap up. We will not take any more people so that we can go. So the next is Tega, then we have Ritma, then we have Dorothy. So Tega, off you go.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
Good to be here. It's good to see some people that I know, some people that I don't, but in all, it's good to see everybody. It'd be nice to say thank you to the whole team, those people, Tunde Rema, Fakachu, sucking somebody's blood. Anyway, okay, so anyway, so one of the things that I got liberated from stuff, in the first day when we're doing the personality traits, and I've always known that I'm auditory. I've always known. I can remember word for word some things that were said to me at 3 years. Wow. I can remember lot of stuff that, all I had to be was in the place. And then I would tell you, if I choose to remember, actually, I can zone out. But if I choose to remember, what you hear me say is, I remember exactly how you said it, what you said. So people used to think it was a problem. So I realized that it's not a disadvantage, because I tried to tone it down. And I realized that it's not a disadvantage with this personality test. It's not a disadvantage. I am just different. And I mean, I'm not less, I'm just different. And there are purposes that this personality trait will fulfill.
Yes.
So I rated from that. It made me, really, like they took weight off my shoulder. Then I also was very happy about the perception of myself and being conscious of that perception. When you bring yourself into a place, I think with my experiences in life for a very long time, I had decided that I was becoming too apologetic with my actions and with my whole being. I had gone from humility to timidity. It was in the name of being humble, because you know your ways, you know how you've been. So I went, and they say it's a thin line. So I'd gone from humility to timidity. But you see, picking yourself up from the floor is very important, because if you remain there, they will step on you. So if you don't want to be stepped on, get up. So I need to be conscious of bringing my whole self, the consciousness of who I am, into every space that I come into. That hits me like a thunderbolt. Then I love the illusion of time. That was amazing. No, you don't lose time. And the illusion of time, I love the part where it says it's not about time, it's seasons. I held on to that so much, because things are unfolding in my life and it has nothing to do with time. I find myself now, since that is saying it's a season, I am passing from one season into another season. So I need to get that off my shoulder. Thank you.
Fantastic. This is just such a powerful evening. I'm loving what I'm learning. Let's go to Ritma. You got the floor. She's still online. I think the network has thrown her out. I'm looking for her name, sir. I think the network may have sent her away. So let's go to Dorothy. Dorothy, you've got the floor.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
For me, the past 4 days has been mind-blowing. As in, after every class, I come back, go through my books. Today, I was even saying, if we have a full class, I'll need a new jotter. My jotter is full. I've been writing. And for me, what stood out for me is first the personalities. And when Tega was talking, I just said, see my sister here. I've always been able to remember things, not words per se, but I remember events, I remember occasions, I remember birthdays of my friends from like secondary school. And I also tried to tone it down, because people now felt at a point, there was a time my husband told me, I have unforgiving spirits. I used to remember things that have passed. And I was like, no, I do this effortlessly. And, because of people's reaction to it, I now toned it down. But with this personality test, I think for me, I wasn't surprised to find out that I was audio digital and then kinesthetic. I actually thought the kinesthetic was going to be the first one, but then audio digital, okay, that's a combination of one or two and all that. So I've learned this week that I can actually embrace my personality as a strength. Correct. And not try to downplay it.
Correct.
To fit other people's idea of me.
Yes.
And actually use it. Yes, and actually use it, because I know that because of my memory and the way I remember things, it's very difficult for somebody to tell me something that is not true. I will tell you, no. Like, someone has walked up to me and said, I've met you. And I told the person, I said, I don't forget faces. I might forget where I've met you or this situation, but the face, I don't think so. And all that. So I'm actually learning to appreciate my personality type, my strengths, And then for my areas of improvement, I'm learning too that I can work on it and grow it into strength. And then the part where we spoke, or you spoke about times and seasons, that just stood out for me as the two enemies of success.
Correct.
Comparison, which is the thief of purpose, and is also a burden. But for me, time, that illusion of time, it's something that unconsciously I've always worked with. So most times when people tell me, there's no time, I'm 40, I'm going to be 40 this year, I've not achieved anything, I look at them like, really? Do you know how many people are like almost times 2 of your age and with what you have, you know? So I keep trying to explain to them, maybe I've not been able to put it that, you know, but after going through this particular part of the course, I'm like, oh yes, that's what it is. It's supposed to be in 2 hours, in 21 days, I have to do this, I have to do this. But just think of season, because the truth is, our seasons will not all come at the same time.
Exactly.
Everybody has his or her own season. And when it is your season, you will manifest, you will grow, you will achieve all you've ever desired.
Yes.
And then this last one that you spoke about today, being present. When you were talking about it, I said, this is you. Honestly, I just realized that I'm not always present. Most times I drive mindlessly. There was a day I went to Jabi Lake Mall to drop a message. I dropped it, drove around, climbed the bridge. I was coming back to Guaripa. And then came back under the bridge until I found myself at Jabi Lake Mall gate.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. Yes, what happened? How am I here again?
Wow.
That was when I now said, you know what? Whatever it is, just focus on how to get home from Jabi Lake Mall to your house in Guaripa, which was now what I did. So honestly, I drive, I pass billboards, I don't know. I can remember what I want to remember, but I just found out that I'm not usually present most of the time.
Wow.
So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me that I'm going to consciously work on. I like the part that you said presence is powerful and consciousness is key. It builds the neurogenetic strength in our brain, like that. You know, so I'm like, oh wow. Okay, now this is something that I'm going to carry with me consciously. It's also another thing that I have to do consciously. The fact that I have to be present and, you know, feel it, experience it, not just pass through it like that and all that. So thank you so much for this class. Thank you for the past 4 days. God bless you. Thank you, the team, Stella and Tunde. God bless you too. Yes, before I'll get harassed. Thank you.
Fantastic. That was a brilliant one. Brilliant one. And while Dorothy was speaking, you know, I caught something I thought I should share. Whether you recognize it or not, you're actually a complete being. There is nothing to add and nothing to remove. You're a complete being. All this, I wish I was like this. I wish I had long ears. I wish I had pointed nose. I wish I had curly hair. I wish I was white. I wish I was dark. I wish I was, all those wishes. You are who you are is a complete package designed to spec for a particular reason. And you need to, once you start appreciating that package, then you begin to flourish in that package. Our last contribution comes from Ritma. Hey, Ritma, you got the floor.
Okay, hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so thank you very much, Coach Sam and team, for 4 thought-provoking days. They have been very deep sessions for me. And for me, I had a clearer understanding of who Ritma is. And it revealed my strengths and my weaknesses. And strengths being opportunities for me to maximize, and then weaknesses where I can improve and do better. And then something you said that stood out for me was that I should create a perception of myself and carry that, a perception of myself that I want to be, and carry it consciously.
Yes.
Everywhere I go.
Correct.
So 2 words, consciously, and then everywhere I go. And for me, day 3, while we're talking about expectation management, I realized that I could outsource a lot of things and then manage my time more efficiently. You mentioned something, perfectionist problem, and I wrote it down because that just hit me and said, "This, Ritmwa, this is you wanting to do everything your own way, the way you want it." But I realized that you could outsource and have more time, because most times I say I don't have enough time to do a lot of things.
Yes.
But if I can actually do that, it would afford me time to create and do things more efficiently. And then the video today just buttressed what I said earlier. There were a lot of affirmations from the lady that spoke, positive affirmations.
Yeah.
It just goes a long way buttressing the perception of who you want to be, and then consciously telling yourself that over and over again. And then lastly, Ritmwan needs to think in seasons and run her race.
Correct.
Thank you very much.
Whoa,
God
this has
bless you all.
been a very powerful contribution. Everyone, both those who have spoken and those who have written in the chat rooms and those who may not have expressed themselves, we all have collectively inspired ourselves this week. I want to hope that beyond the vibes, beyond the motivation, beyond the energy, beyond the enthusiasm, beyond the, oh, I'm gingered, beyond the, oh, I'm charged up, you can actually believe. The word here is believing. I want you to tap into yourself and ask yourself, Sam Obafemi, do you believe this? And as you're asking yourself that question, the moment you sense doubt in your answer, you ask yourself, what needs to happen for me to believe more? The goal is to keep increasing your believing ratio. The goal is to keep increasing your believing quotient. For as long as you believe, things will happen. That is why the scripture will say, be it unto you according to your faith. But what is faith? Believing. So if you will get results from these 4 days, long-lasting, sustainable results, you need to work on your believing quotient. Am I a believer in myself? Am I a believer in my journey? Am I a believer in my strength? Am I a believer in my mistakes? Am I a believer in my weakness? Am I a believer in my ambition? Am I a believer in my calling? Am I a believer in the direction I'm going? Am I a believer in my journey? Am I a believer in my senses? Am I a believer in my body? Am I a believer in my mind? Am I a believer in my heart? Your job is to keep believing. For the areas you don't believe, work on believing more. That is the summary of this entire week. The more you believe in yourself, the more you make other people believe in you, because it's an energy. John Maxwell says people buy into you before they buy into anything you are doing. But what are they buying into? They're buying into your energy, your vibration. So as a parting statement from me to you, from my team to you, from soccer to you, please believe in yourself. Increase your believing. Keep increasing your believing. Keep working on your believing. Keep working on your believing. Keep increasing your believing. If that is all you do for the rest of your life, you are fine. Simple. And God Himself will teach you the strategies that will work for you. That is our prayer with you. So thank you so much for being a part of the Human Response Code, a class that started on Monday and is closing in a few seconds. We thank you for being here. And don't forget, check your mails or your SMS, depending on which one my team will use, for the link where you're going to download video for day 1, day 3, and day 4, and the slides. Today, you will get these ones. On Monday, we will add day 2 to the same folder. So whatever link we send to you, go back to the same link on Monday evening. Day 2 would have been uploaded into the same link. So don't be asking for a new link on Monday, no need. Just go back to the same link on Monday. Day 2 would have been uploaded for you. You would have access to it. Please, if you want to use any of our content, be kind enough to give us credit for it. Be kind enough to say, according to Thrc, you don't need to say Coach Sam, it's a Thrc content. Please do so. Secondly, please don't share the link. Please don't share the link. This entire course is going on Thrc online on Monday for people to buy. So don't say, there's this course, I think it will help you, forward it. Don't do that to us. Let them buy from us and then we will serve them. Please don't share the link. It is for you. You paid to attend this course, so you maximize your learning by yourself. But please don't give anybody the link. Lastly, peradventure we don't have your email address, you have our phone number. Please send us your email address to our phone number so that we can send you the recording. We also like to send you resources via email because email is easier to track after many years. So send us your email address to the number I've written in the chat room. We'll send you the resources via email so that you can have access to it even after many years. You can track it. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This brings us to the official